You see, they have great vision in the day. They have even better vision at night. But in the failing light, they can't focus. Magic hour.
So I wanted to talk about our opportunity buffs bad faith, right? And in case you're not sure what an opportunity buff is, um, okay, now my slides are lagging. If it isn't one thing, it's another, right? Like that, push it up. Here we go. So the question becomes, can you use an opportunity attack to make an opportunity buff? And a buff is just, giving them bonuses to a roll or healing a character. And I think what this boils down to, so right, I was watching that video with Treant Monk, and I was watching it with Inside Check, and they go through a long process of trying to dig through the text. So we're going to do that a little bit. We're not going to spend too much time in there, because what I think it comes down to is rules as intended, right? So if you look at the text and look at it how opportunity attack and the warcaster feat are supposed to work, then it really leaves no guessing of what this you can actually do with that warcaster feat. So rules as intended. So we're gonna look at here are just a description. This is from D&D Beyond, and you can see that this is just a description of the opportunity attack. So you can make an opportunity attack when a creature that you can see leaves your reach using its action, its bonus action, its reaction, or one of its speeds. To make an opportunity attack, take a reaction to make one melee attack with a weapon and unarmed strike against the provoking creature. Okay, so that's fine. So how does that relate to the warcaster feat? So I pulled up the two different descriptions of the warcaster feat, and I think this is what Treant Monk focuses on a lot about, and so does the Inside Check gentleman focus on, is the slight change in the words of the warcaster feats from the 2024 edition, which is the one on the left, versus the one on 2014. And it really comes down to the text on the reactive spell description, and you can see on the left, or the third bullet point from the 2014 version, right? So let's go ahead and just zoom into those, and you can see what word was essentially pulled out of the text from the 2014 on the right to the 2024 on the left. And it really is just the word hostile, right? So it says a hostile creature. When a hostile creature movement provokes an opportunity attack from you, you can use your reaction to cast a spell at the creature. Then if you look at the 2024 version, when a creature provokes an opportunity attack from you by leaving your reach, you can take a reaction to cast a spell at the creature rather than making an opportunity attack. Excusez-moi. So the big deal that people pointed out is this missing word hostile creature. And I don't think it matters that the word hostile creature is not there anymore, because it comes down to that rules as intended, right? So what was the original intent of the reaction spell, like the way it's worded out? An opportunity attack to an opportunity buff are two different things, right? So what we could do is easily look at what attack means. Now, this is a little silly, a little elementary. I went and looked it up in the dictionary, Merriam-Webster, or just the Google, meaning of the word. And you can see the attack. And I'm sorry if, again, it's elementary, but let's take a look at it real quick. Attack, the act of attacking with physical force or unfriendly words. The second description, to try to hurt or defeat using violence, right? So the intent of an opportunity attack is to cause harm. I know it's very basic, but that's the intent of the opportunity attack. In order for you to switch that and use a reaction spell, the intent has to be the same. You just can't no longer say, no, well, all of a sudden I'm going to decide to make it a buff for a player instead. No, originally it's an opportunity attack, and that is the intent of the opportunity attack. And so therefore the reaction spell should also be an attempt to cause harm or injury to whatever creature is leaving your reach. Okay. So I think that's kind of the point. I think just by looking at the words and understanding that the opportunity attack is actually a negative thing, then for you to cast a spell, it also has the intent of being a negative thing as well. So are opportunity buffs bad faith? Now, as you can see, I like to look up dictionary descriptions. And in general, I know what bad faith is, right? It just kind of sounds like you're trying to, not do it exactly as it's meant, or you're being a little, you're lying a little bit. And so again, I in general, I get what bad faith is, but I wanted to look at the description of this. And I think this is why maybe there's a lot of hoopla sometimes, because if you look at the description of bad faith, and these are 4 different descriptions, you can see it really makes you sound like a bad person, right? So bad faith, lack of honesty in dealing with other people, intent to deceive, dishonest actions and intentions, dishonest or unacceptable behavior, right? So by tagging what people are trying to do, trying to create those opportunity buffs with bad faith, I think it really puts a negative spin on that action of the player trying to make it an opportunity buff. And I think we need to get away from that. I think all it really is power gaming, right? I think what players are doing is they're just trying to power game. They're trying to find ways within the text to how to, get the advantage of attack, or, and do more damage or anything like that. So I think it really is just power gaming, and we shouldn't call it bad faith anymore. I think if we just take away that negative tone to it and call it power gaming, this will essentially rescue the situation. And I don't think you can make a Warcaster reactive spell and make it a buff in place of an opportunity attack, because the intent is to cause harm and injury. But I wanted to also show you, even I am a power gamer, and the way you want to think about the stuff as a power gamer sometimes, right? So let's just look at that original description of an opportunity attack. You can make an opportunity attack when a creature that you can see leaves your reach using its action, blah, 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 blah. What if you have a bow? Technically, people who are 30 feet away are within your reach, right? You can reach them with your bow and arrow, right? So based on those words, I could actually tell DM, hey, look, technically that monster 30 feet away from me is moving out of my reach, my bow's reach. I should be able to take an opportunity attack on that. But of course, that's me trying to power game, me trying to get better opportunities to do more damage, do more attacks, whatever it might be. Let me see what you're saying there. Opportunity attack. When a hostile creature that you can see moves out. Agreed. That's exactly what I'm saying. I think the fact that they took out the word hostile does not matter, right? Hostile, in 2014 it's there, but in 2024 they took out the word. But it doesn't matter, because the opportunity attack, the intent is to cause damage, right? Exactly. I see. I did pull it from D&D Beyond. I'm wondering if it's the older version, maybe, you think, for the opportunity attacks? No. I did want to show you how, as just using the words of reach, you, as somebody who does a ranged attack, can essentially try to say anything leaving my reach, which is the reach of a bow, should have provoked an opportunity attack. But of course, we know that doesn't make any sense. Your DM probably won't allow it. And by the way, if the DM wants to allow opportunity buffs, we'll go for it. But if you want to know if the actual intent, I think it's not to do that, right? Now, I wanted to show you another thing that I've seen in the past where for power gaming. So the one on the top is a yellow happy face showing a spell that does the area of effect is 5/7, right? Oh, I see. 2014, yeah. So the area of effect of a spell is 5/7 here, and so whatever's in those 5-foot squares for 7 squares out, 35 feet, those are the creatures that are going to have to make a saving throw. I literally saw a video somewhere where a guy was saying, you know what, if you put your spell and shoot it from the line, and you can actually hit both of the 5 feet on both sides, and essentially increase your area of effect of a spell, right? So this totally cracked me up, right? Because these grids in your game do not exist. So your player doesn't know how to put a spell in the line of the 2 feet from side to side to cause a bigger area of effect. So again, this is just an example of somebody trying to use, power gaming, trying to, manipulate the system and see, what they can do. Yeah, the legacy search stuff. Yeah, it is crap. So yeah, I think opportunity buffs are for power gamers, right? I think that's completely acceptable. I think that's okay. And I think the only time I can see, at least in my game, I would allow an opportunity buff if it was a weird situation where the group was caught and were forced to PvP each other, and then your allies are kind of your enemies at the same time. Then I can see, okay, maybe I'll allow you, or maybe what's that phrase? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So maybe you're in that situation. And so maybe now, even though it's your enemy, he can also be your friend. So now you can maybe, cast an opportunity buff. But even then, the words don't really allow it, right? So, yeah, I think, that's all I got. Phil Kearney, thank you for stopping by, checking out the full live stream. This is the Twilight Hour, in honor of the Witching Hour, which I do from 3 to 4 in the morning, in honor of Tolkien, who always just changed the name of lots of different things. I'm calling the evening streaming the Twilight Hour, and the one that I do from 3 and 4 in the morning, the Witching Hour, because that's when the Witching Hour is. And right, I'll read it. I can see using an OA opportunity attack on a friend that's being dragged by a hostile grappler to break the hold. So it jives too. Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, though there are circumstances for it. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, so again, opportunity buffs, not a real thing, not according to the text. If you look at rules as intended, the opportunity attack was intended to cause harm. It's an attack. So therefore the spell that you use for a reactive spell has to have that same intent. But again, it's not bad faith. Let's call it power gaming, and people will be okay with that. All right, everybody, I'm Don Franco 3, RPG Boons, Twilight Hour. Come check out any of my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Phil Kearney, thanks for stopping by. Doo, 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 doo.